Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Evan from Epic Duel Time. I'm doing your commentary for this video. This took place between a player at my local named Dan, not the one from the crew, and myself. I was playing Mermails, and Dan is playing Hieratics. So I had opened by setting a monster and setting a face down. He passed turn. Then I summoned Deep Sea Diva and summoned Atlantean Marksman. I apparently don't know how to shuffle a deck. Oh, there I go again. I'm really thorough with that shuffling. I could have probably edited a lot of this out. Oh well. And he didn't want to cut my deck. And I realized how much life point damage I can probably do in one turn. So I flip Abyss Lindy and I attack with my Marksman to sink in some quick damage so I can guarantee my Dragoon summon. And he takes the damage, and I wasn't sure if he had a response or not, so I use Marksman's effect to summon Atlantean Dragoons from the deck. I'm going to assume that you all know what most of these cards do. If not, I'm saying their names, so feel free to pause the video and look them up. I attacked with Diva, I attacked with Lindy, and then after the Lindy he Gorses, which I guess is okay. I guess you don't want to take another 18. I don't know. But I kill the token with Dragoons. And then I realize he's got a pretty decent field, because Gorse can get over all my monsters. And I really wasn't sure where to go with it, because I'd kind of like emptied my resources mostly. And the rest of the cards in my hand were kind of dead, except for that extra Diva. Looking back, I might have played the play a little differently by going into a heavy infantry, and then getting the free extra normal summon to summon the second Diva out of my hand. I don't know why I didn't do that, though, but looking back, I'm not really sure why I did it. A friend asked me about Tempo, is why I'm showing it off. I wasn't going to summon it. So I summoned Zenmains. Keep in mind, I have Trag in my hand, which is kind of an important factor of this, because I want him to deal battle damage with the Gores, because I want to take it, because I have a Megalo in hand. I realized the Megalo is dead, and I didn't have enough Atlanteans in my hand to like pull off any pluses with it, so I'd rather just like get it out. So I summoned DeLorean on purpose. I wanted to kill DeLorean so that I can get my Trag out, and I knew he wouldn't have answers to Trag. So I played against Hieratic a couple times, so I have an idea of what they do, but not to the point where like I could sit there and play it perfectly myself. I don't play anything perfectly. He plays a duality, reveals Roar. I think he should have taken the Roar. He takes, he takes the other card. I'm not sure if that's Nepthet or something, but I would have taken the Roar, because knowing how aggressive Mermail can be, unless he didn't have anything else, but he has a Gorse, so that's why I feel like he's kind of in a position where that would have been a good play. But I would have taken the Roar, but he took Nepthet, which is, I guess, fine. I don't really know. I still don't know what was in his hand fully. So he shuffles it up. I give a quick cut. He sets a back row before attacking. He sets a monster and attacks. And deals me 700 damage, and I summon Trag. I don't know if I would have done that. I don't know why he did it. I asked him why. He said he didn't really know either. But like, I would have wanted to like have as many answers to like after I know what's on the board as possible. So okay, I used Trag's effect to pitch my Megalo, Um, and to steal Gores because they're both level 7, and then I use Trag to copy Megalo's effect, and then I make Big Eye by removing a material, and then I take his face down Sangan, and I don't really want to give him the Sangan search, but like I'm in the position where he is at 49, and unless he has Trag in hand, I have game, or potential game, depending on like how I play it out. So I didn't know what his back row is. It's a Hieratic Seal of Reflection, I think it's called. It attributes a Hieratic to negate monster effects. I think it's called Reflection. I don't really know. Then I played Diva because I realized I need a tuner, and I want to summon Marksman again and do another Marksman play so that I can get Marksman Dragoons. But I realized that I have to clear that Sangan off the board. As soon as I summoned the Marksman, I was like, oh, I still have to clear that off. And Big Eye can't attack, and Sangan's kind of floating. So, it's kind of like one of those, I didn't know what he had set, so I was working with it. So, I realized, like, Sangan's obviously going to give him a search if I synchro it to my Diva. And if I use it as an Xyz material, it won't, but he doesn't really play back row, so there's no point in summoning a Leviathan Dragon to pop back row with. Because obviously I can pop the back rows with the Marksman. So I synchro the Diva and the Sangan. I give him the search because I just figure, fuck it. I ponder between Librarian and Catastor, although I have most of an idea that I want Catastor. There's nothing really that Catastor can't do that Librarian can do unless I'm going to synchro again. He's not going to synchro. So that's something Catastor. He's at 49. So I know that I have game, but he seemed to like look at his hand kind of weird and gave me like a funny expression like I didn't have game. So I was gonna play really carefully, because you never know. You really don't know. But I definitely had to get that Marksman attack in, and I know that. So I attack with Marksman first. I sink him down to 35. And at this point, he scoops. Well, we calculate out the damage, and he doesn't. I just declare all my attacks, and he scoops. He kind of scoops really early on games. Like, he's just like, oh, I'm done. But it's okay. Not a big deal. He played Tour Guide. For game 2, sorry, he played Tour Guide, and get Sangan. I joked to Valor. I guess it's worth noting, he didn't side against me, and I don't know if it's that he doesn't have a side deck, he doesn't know what to side against water, I don't know what it was, he didn't pull anything out. So I knew that he hadn't sided. So I took out, like, MST. I took out one MST. I think I took out all my MSTs. I run 2 MSTs, and I think I took out my heavy. Because I was like, oh, I'm just going to wing it without back row because I have Marksman anyway. And he exceeds, and I think this is kind of reckless to do, like, a turn 1. I would have rather just left the Sangan and the Tour Guide and been like, oh, I have 2 monsters. And I have field advantage. But he decides he's gonna, like, not do that. And he summons his Zen mains. Yeah. Which is fine, I guess, if he's, like, really afraid of it. But, like, there's so much overpowering in water. I wouldn't try it. And especially when I'm holding Undine. I guess he doesn't know that I'm holding Undine, but I am. So I get Undine. And I figure if he's playing like that, and he's going to play, like, a Zen mains to open, he's got either a really good hand that he's trying to wait for, like, the turn 3. Or his turn 3, really. Or he's not going to do it. So I pitch a Dragoons, get my controller, get my Diva, because I think I have Ultimate Offering in my hand. And for anyone who doesn't know, I have another Undine in my hand. So for anyone who doesn't know, Undine plus Ultimate Offering is game. That's 8,000 damage. There's a whole combo for it, but he pops the Ultimate Offering before I even go through it. But also, Deep Sea Diva is really good with Ultimate Offering. So long as you have another monster in your hand. If you have Undine and Diva, which I did. He blind MSTs and hits the fucking offering. I was kind of salty about that because I was like, oh, congratulations, your blind MST served you well. I don't know, if it were me, I would have waited to at least see what those back row were. I don't think he's ever played against water because I would never blind MST a water player. I do have an Abyss Sphere. And I chain the Abyss Sphere. I'm absolutely doing it. He blinded me twice, and I definitely don't think he's played against water enough to know that that's a really dangerous idea. I mean, granted, you got lucky the first time hitting the offering, but I would never throw 2 MSTs against a water player, not to mention 1 MST against a water player. You have to hold your MSTs to the very last second, because if they get like a free synchro or an Xyz off of an Abyss Sphere, you're in rough shape. You want to be chaining those. Alright, so this is where he starts. I don't know the name of half of these Hieratic cards, but I think like one of them's called Esset and one of them's called Nephthut. You can look them up, I don't know. I don't really know what they do. I know one summons the other, and they happen to all have the same levels later on, and he summons a Wattail Dragon. He pulls off the crazy Atum combo. Naturally. And then he uses the effect to pop. Yeah, he pitches one to, like, he tributes out of his hand to pop. Which you can do in Hieratic. And he pops my Megalo. It was kind of like, oh, cool. And then he summons Lost True Dragon number 2. I was having, like, 4 side conversations while he was doing this little, like, combo. I wasn't paying attention. So I actually don't 100% remember how this all went down myself. All I can hear when I have the original audio for this, and all I can hear is me, like, having a very weird talk with fellow Epic Duel Time member, Zach Sweetland. He was talking about touching me. I don't want to talk about it, actually. And then he summons a Tomb with his 2 vanillas. And then he pitches the Wattail, and he's going to summon Red Eyes, of course, because what else do you do? I check my texts. Because when Hieratics are doing their thing, what else would I do? And then Zach tried to take my iPhone, I put it in my pocket. And then he was like touching me. It's too bad none of you can see all that. See the abuse I take. Then he summons another Hieratic card, I don't know what it is. But he makes an Adrius off of it. That's an interesting choice too. Adrius. He doesn't have game. This is what blows my mind. He doesn't have game. There is no planet on Earth right now that gives him game. Actually, sorry, he never summons Red Eyes. I don't know where his Red Eyes is. It might be in his hand. But I don't know where his Red Eyes is. That weirds me out, too. I don't know why he didn't summon a Red Eyes. Maybe it's because he didn't have like a play to go off of it with, I guess, probably. I don't know why there's no Red Eyes in that. I would have summoned a Red Eyes, but I don't know. I don't know how Heretics work. He summons Adris, and I think it's kind of weird. Because I would have gone Tyrus. I mean, granted, there's a pop, but still. I guess you can clear my board all you want, but you've ruined any... Like, okay, if you're going to go Adris, at least wait till the main phase 2. Because if you put Tyrus on the board, I can't... Like, if I Gores, it's going to die. If you put Adris on the board, if I Gores, it's going to die. So, no matter what, either keeper's fine. Pitching, like, immediately... Oh, sorry, a Trag. Excuse me, a Trag. And... he Hieratic Seals of Reflections. Okay, here's another thing. He didn't attack with the Atum first. And I thought I had Gores for some reason. I had a hand trap. So he attacks, and then why doesn't he attack with the Atum, make me take the damage, and then I summon Trag, and then he negates, tributing his Atum, and then he's like, bam, done. Better question, why didn't he take Atum, summon Red Eyes, res back one of his Hieratics so that he could tribute that for a Hieratic Seal of Reflection? And then he'd get its effect. I may not know how to play Hieratics, but like, That's infuriating. Now that I'm watching this video. I mean, I guess we can talk about my mat. The 6 Samurai one is my mat too. That's for sale if you want to buy it. But my Providence mat is not. I went to Providence and I bought that mat off somebody because I thought it was really cool. I still use it. I like it a lot. I have nice colored dice. They're frosty blue. Oh, right, yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how many waters I have. Because my hands sucked. Like, the rest of my hands sucked. I had, like, a controller. I had sucky stuff in it. Half my hand was dead. So, I don't know why I drew ass in this game. I mean, I got out of it. I guess drawing a diva and double Undyne isn't bad. I really can't complain about it, but, like, every play I made, he had some sort of a weird out for. So I get my controller, I summon my Moon Glacier because I have 5. He doesn't even have a hand. But I need a beat stick to get over that Adrius. And, okay, seriously, Tears would have been so much better. He's got Zenmains. He uses Zenmains kind of weird here, too. I would have played this way more defensively. He also didn't read Moon Glacier, so he doesn't know that I missed my next battle phase. Which is really weird. And I tell him that I missed my next battle phase. Like, I say it right about here. Like, I said, if you have Dark Hole, I'm screwed. So then he tributes 2 for Light Pulsar. And I was kind of disappointed because I thought it was going to be a BLS. And so he ran Zenmains into Glacia. And I didn't know if maybe he, like, did something or was some sort of, like, heebie-jeebie magic. I don't know what the hell he's doing. And so I took some damage. Oh, he took some damage, excuse me. And then he attacks over my Undyne with... I've taken a lot of damage in this game. He attacks over my Undyne with my Pulsar. And then during the end phase, he's going to pop my Moon Glacier with Zenmains. And I'm going to take more damage. Oh, well, I'm going to not have a battle phase, excuse me. I don't take more damage, duh. So I drew Electric Virus. That's what I side. My side against Chaos Dragons and Hieratics, because of the odd amount of Hieratic players I play against. And I side double Electric Virus, because the card's, like, actually really nutty. And when you have a consistent access to tuners, you should play cards that, like, give you that. I can't side Macrocosmos or Soul Drain. So my Hieratic and Dragon matchups are weird. But you still have to prepare for that matchup. So what I did is I packed in cards like Electric Virus. He's not going to side Macro against me. He won't even try to side Fissure. So, most players don't side Fissure. I know a couple that do, but most of them don't. So, I can just play the Electric Virus and know that I'll be okay. I'm also not expecting that much. He didn't side, I saw. So I know that he's not packing, Dimensional Fissures. I don't know why I looked at my Syncers again. I only have 1 level 8. So I summoned Stardust, and then I Abyss Sphere my Megalo. And so Megalo's effect is negated, but you can still activate it. So you're gonna tribute the water monster for cost. And he's like, "Oh, I know you didn't have battle phase," and I was like, "I don't have battle phase." And good dialogue. So I showed him Moon Glacier, and then I activate his effect to tribute Heavy Infantry to pop Zenmains, because I know that during the end phase I can just nuke it with Stardust Dragon. And he realizes all of this, and he kind of just scoops. He kind of just ends it. So it's kind of anticlimactic, I guess, guys, but I won 2-0. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. Sorry about not having videos up as consistently as possible. I'm going to try to make a promise to you guys to get videos up every week from now on. The crew and I are back. New crew this year for 2013. So please stay tuned for all of our decks, duels, news, and reviews, and all the latest in Epic Duel Time stuff. We're pushing 3,000 subscribers soon. I'm also going to start a little promotional material to get people talking and get people working. We're planning on a couple more Epic Talk Times, as well as, I promise, weekly duel videos and at least one deck profile a week, including my Mermail deck profile, which can be seen in the link down below. Okay? Happy holidays from Epic Duel Time, and keep dueling.